Society's time me release now.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The kicker, Brandon Aubrey, is out to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. In motion left goes a tight end. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and now that sets up 3rd and 2.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
You talk about this Lions defense.
They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. He couldn't hang on 3rd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Gates. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
A give right side for Gibbs. Room here to run.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And able to get this to the 31. The Lions at 12-4 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple touchdowns. We got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
He'll get this to Baker.
And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here, and now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And really, it's worth talking a little more about the stakes of this game. Currently, these are the top 2 seeds in the NFC. I think they're the 2 best teams. Would you agree?
I think you can definitely make the case that they are, and I like where you're going with that. I do know that we've seen a couple of other teams along the way that would say, hey, don't forget about us. But your preference in the NFC.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
In motion comes the tight end left. Here's 2nd and 8. This is Fant on the short completion. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2nd and 5. Back to throw. Gates. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 21. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities. Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot, because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a quick throw as they get it to Ayuk outside.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Gibbs straight ahead, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They're going to look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Gibbs is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Gibbs again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They'll look to throw. Forced out to it, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year, number 6 overall. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Just a lone field goal for him so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a 1st down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is caught, and he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a game of play. First down, Seahawks.
Off-play action. Gates. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Gates under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Operating from the gun, Gates.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Aubrey good with a PAT.
And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
His throw here is incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their third drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Taken in at the 22.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Gates. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Second and 1 now from the 21.
He'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Lions have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 17-10 score.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before break. Gates eluding the pressure right. Fighting to stay upright. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Own 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Over the middle, complete. That's Walker. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there
is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Operating from the gun. Gates. Catch is made by Metcalf. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
From the gun, it's Walker.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. On 4th down, Gates. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert, and the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Calling a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Back to throw here.
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun. Gates escaping the pressure right. He's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
92 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Operating from the gun. Gates, left side here, taken in by Metcalf.
And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks first down as he'll get the ball down inside the 30.
And the Seahawks first down.
Back to throw. Gates. And this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Third quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun. Gates.
That's DK Metcalf running his slant. He's got it.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw again. Flush to his right.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
And now they'll shift things around. Walker going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Gates.
He had a man open, but he missed it, and it's incomplete.
So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Hand off now to Gibbs. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Caught the defense off guard there a bit on 2nd and long, but now you still have to deal with 3rd and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you send it in.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or two shy. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is scooped up and into the end zone. A scoop and score on a fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Back to throw again. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Seahawks have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Ayuk going to go in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Trying the left side with Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 102 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Flushed out right. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Gates. On the slant, here's Smith and Jigba. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Out of the gun, Walker with it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks 1st down as he'll get the ball down inside the 30.
And the Seahawks 1st down.
Running left is Walker. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Rolling to his right. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
He's back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
This will be caught at about the 5. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. This is 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right.
And that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
Man, that is one fearless wide receiver right there because he knows he's going to take a shot, and he did. That's one of those situations where you know you're going to feel one way or the other, so you might as well hang on to it, and he does for good yardage.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And